What's going on, everyone? Today is kind of a breakdown. Everything I'm taking with me camping comes soon. Things are going to kind of get shifted around. Things will change over time, but for the most part, this is going to be generally what I'm taking with me, including some extras. So, start things off, we got the Mongar 2. It's made by Nature Hike. Essentially, it's a two-person tent, hence why it's called the 2. And basically, yeah, it's a pretty standard size, and it can fit 2 people definitely comfortably. It's not just boasting that can do it. Usually, most people will say it's a 2-person tent, but really it's not very big. This one seems like it has a lot of size to it. I think it's like 3.5 pounds, so it's not too heavy, but it is a little bit. It does have 2 vestibules on the side of it, which will allow me to put some things outside my tent that I don't want in, and have a fly covering them, so like it's protected by rain or things like that. So that's pretty nice to have. Yeah, this also came with a footprint, which is what you put underneath your tent, so that way you don't have like sticks and rocks gonna tear up the bottom of it. So that's good to have. And I did buy some extra stakes. I don't really know which ones it came with. I haven't tested this tent out yet. We'll try it out this weekend, see how everything sets up. But if it has plastic stakes, I will definitely be switching those out for some metal ones here. So what's going inside the tent? We have, for my sleep system, I guess we'll start from the bottom up. We have the Thermarest Apex. Yeah, ProLite Apex. This is gonna be my sleeping mat. So this is pretty sweet. It's insulated, and it's extra wide because I move around quite a bit in my sleep. I know that I shift a lot, so having something that's extra wide is just really nice to have. And then also insulated is awesome too. I didn't realize how nice it was until you try sleeping on a non-insulated sleeping mat and then going to an insulated one. It's night and day. The cool air from the ground really does press up against your sleeping mat, and it almost defeats the purpose of it. Like it doesn't really matter how warm the sleeping bag you have. If your sleeping mat is cold, it's really gonna make it kind of a colder sleep in general. So this is pretty nice to have, really easy to inflate, and then especially easy to inflate when I have this little guy here. This is a Flextail inflator, so you can get about like 30 inflates out of it, and this is really just a creature comfort because I'm lazy. Essentially it just pumps up your sleeping mat for you, but it's so tiny and so light, and like I said, it can pump it up 30 times. So I'm like, you know what, after long days of hike, I think the least of things I want to do when I get set up at camp is to pump up a sleeping mat. So if I can take one of those things off my list, I guess that's a win. So I'll do a video, a time lapse, following up with this, kind of showing my sleep system, how it all gets set up. And then keeping me warm is the ZenBivy sleep system. Wow, stood up a little too fast there. Whew. This isn't actually a sleeping bag, nor is it a mummy bag. This is just a quilt. This is the best part about it. One thing I just can't stand is being restricted when I'm sleeping, and I think that this is going to be such a game changer. Essentially, you have your sleeping mat, right? And then what's this? I can't really demonstrate it. I guess I'll just have to show you in the video. But so you have your sleeping mat here, and then your sleeping bag stays on top of it, which essentially it makes like a little thin bottom sheet that wraps around the sleeping mat, clips in, so that way that's not sliding off of it. You know how many times I've had my sleeping bag slide off of my sleeping mat, and I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm just sleeping on the ground. I'm like, this sucks. So this will keep me locked in, and it's not keeping me tight and restricted. I'm beating a dead horse here. It's nice to have, and it's also goose down, so it's gonna match my temperature really nice. So that's nice. It's rated for 25 degrees Fahrenheit, so it can withstand most temperatures too. This is gonna be my pillow. This is gonna be a big upgrade from what I had before. What I used before was mostly just like a air pillow, and those suck. Don't buy those. In my personal opinion, I can never get comfy with them, so I have an actual foam pillow, which does take up a lot more space, but at the end of the day, it's so much more worth it. I guess more creature comforts. This is my chair. It's the Helinox, called the One. It's called One, like it's supposed to be 1 pound, but it actually comes out to 2, so not sure where their marketing was getting at there. I got the paisley print one because I thought it looked pretty cool, so yeah. Gotta have a hammock. This might be something I'd do part with if I have my chair. You know, it's kind of, you know, which one do you take? Most people just take the chair and do without the hammock, but I think I might take both. Who knows? This is my little stove. I say little. For most people that do ultralight, this is going to be a larger style. So the cool thing about this is that I have a 16-ounce can, which is a giant can of gas, and it can all fit into this container. This is actually pretty hard to find. Not many people sell containers that can fit a 16-ounce can of gas. So that was a really good find, and that's what made me go with such a big canister. Because the plus side of this is that I can do 51 boils worth of water. So by the time it heats it all up and it's boiling, ready to go for my dinner, 51 times. That's a lot. And I cook twice a day. So essentially, if you do the math on that, it's 25 days worth of boils. Let me show you how this guy works here. This is called the Pocket Rocket Deluxe. Yes, that is the name. It is kind of silly, but it is probably one of the little best camp stoves you can get. Super light, and then it also has all sorts of neat little features on it. So let me just twist this guy on here. Oh wow, really struggling here. Cool. So this also has a primer on it, or a starter. So let's get this going. It's so easy to use, and it doesn't even really matter what the temperature is outside, or you know, if there's wind. I guess I should say the climate. It doesn't matter. This thing's gonna light in any condition, so it's awesome. I would highly recommend it. It's got my thumbs up. 2 of them. What do we got next besides putting this guy back together? Oh, we got my fishing stuff, so I'm bringing a little fishing pole with me. I got my fishing tackle box too, just a mini one. Folds up. It's actually like a 6-foot pole. I tested it out yesterday and actually does really good, so that was a good purchase. For hygiene, we got shower on the go. This is just in case I don't end up showering the lake, because where I'm backed up to is gonna be Lake Superior, so it'll be really, really cold the time I'm out there. If I grow some hair on my peaches, then I will use some biodegradable body wash. And sticking with the theme of biodegradable, I got biodegradable toilet paper. Shout out to Maddie for this one. She put me onto this one. This is a bug net. Just throw this over and it'll block all the bugs. This is a lifesaver. If you're going to a place that has a ton of flies or no-see-ums or whatnot, it can just ruin your trip if you don't have something to protect you, whether that's, bug spray or the face mask. You gotta have something. So what else we got? Got my lantern. This thing's got a super large battery in it. Oh, also an SOS beacon, so very, very bright. That'll be kind of neat to have. Yes, it does have a party mode on it, so if any of the homies come by, we're having a good time. I really just got it for the tent. It's really tiny, really light, easy to pack, so that's a good buy. For safety, I guess on the SOS side of things, this also has an SOS on it too. So this is going to be the Garmin InReach Mini. This guy is a two-way communicator. If I wanted to ever reach out to anyone, whether that's in the middle of the ocean or the middle of the woods, I could send a text basically anywhere in the world. And using the Iridium towers, that's going to be able to help me with that. So it's $15 a month to use their services, but it's a good peace of mind, because if I can send a text out to my family and let them know, hey, I made it to my campsite, I'm safe, you know, that's not only good for them, but also good for me to know that they know I'm okay. Like I mentioned before, the SOS, if you smash this little button right here, that's going to contact emergency services, local search and rescue. So you can get in contact with them, and not like a personal locator beacon, which will essentially, when you press an SOS on a personal locator beacon, you're sending out a distress signal with no context behind it. You know, they know you're screwed, and they're going to send everyone to help you out. With this, I can contact them and talk to local search and rescue, you know, let them know where I'm at, and then everything's okay. So another cool thing about this is it is a GPS, so it doesn't really even matter to let them know where I'm at unless I told them I fell off a trail, because they're going to know my exact coordinates. Also does weather updates too. So yeah, a lot of cool things about that. Definitely a good purchase. Another form of protection is my bear spray. You know, it's always good to have, especially if you're going into bear country. Even though I don't think for the most part that you're ever gonna have to worry about it, it's never bad to have. For the pasty folks out there, shout out to sunscreen. This is my headlamp. Gotta have a good headlamp. This is the Black Diamond Spot R. That's a mouthful, but it is one of the best headlamps out there from what I've been told. It can last 53 hours with the low mode and 8 hours with the high mode. And I think it's only like 1500 milliamp hours, so you can charge this thing over and over and over again pretty quick. To power everything, including this guy right here, I'm gonna have my battery pack. Crazy thing about this is I charged this about 8 months ago, and it's still at 100%, so that's crazy. Yeah, got a lot of faith in this thing. 40,000 milliamp hours. That's a ton of storage. Gotta have a first aid kit. That's the most important thing. Yeah, well, besides like a sleeping bag and all that. I can't remember what this tape's called, but essentially it is going to be good bandage tape. Way more adhesive than a standard Band-Aid. You just can't really breathe out of it, so you're not going to heal too well. But if you just want to protect yourself from the elements, like if you're going to be going to rocky terrain and stuff like that, that's really helpful to have. And then I got Band-Aids, gauze, whatever, and tick pick or tick patrol. Essentially, you just put this little guy under there and then pull up, and it's going to help a lot easier than using your fingers and getting Lyme disease. What else we got? We have, for our utilities, we got a big ass axe. Pardon the French, but I mean, look at this thing. That's crazy. So that's going to be really useful and take a lot of labor off me for cutting down trees and limbs. This is another thing, kind of like the hammock, I'm a little torn on because it's been so faithful for me. It's my little Gerber hatchet. It's very, very useful for a lot of things, so we'll see if I take it or not. It's very sturdy though, so just to light this wood I plan on cutting, I got some Kingston fire starter. This stuff's great. It has never let me down. I've gotten it wet before, and you know, every single time it'll spark up, so great stuff. Let's just stick with that. Just to light everything, we got my ferro rod. Oh. I'm not hitting it right. Oh, there it goes. Woo! Oh my god, it's on fire. Paracord. Multi-purpose tool. I know there's a better name for it out there. I just cannot think of it to save my life right now. Gotta have a nice little knife. Trowel, also known as poop shovel. fillet knife if I ever catch a fish with that fishing pole. Nice pair of gloves. Water filter. So what I'll do is when I get to camp, I unload all my crap and then grab this guy, go to a local lake, and yes, I know where those are, I'm not just guessing, and scoop up some water. Struggle with this for a second. Clip it together. Oh, almost click it. Hang this up in a tree, and connecting that line that was inside of here, pour the water into this water filter, and then it'll filter it with this. That way I just kind of save a lot of time, you know, I'm not having to go back and forth. I just got a giant bag of water with me, always ready to be filtered at camp. Good pair of trekking poles. These do fold up, so they're gonna be able to get full length and not hiking like that. Yeah, I think that's about it. So besides all the gear, clothes, I will be wearing this guy as my hoodie. It looks thin, but let me tell you, this stuff is warm. Do a little marketing for him here, why not? So this is the Cool the One temperature regulating jacket. Warm yet lightweight, windproof yet highly breathable, water resistant with a stretch. What? Crazy, right? We'll see how well it actually works. I heard a lot of good things about it, but yeah, I haven't attested to it yet. For all my food, this is about 6 days worth of food. I just threw it out here. It's all freeze dried, so we got creamy Alfredo. You know, I mean, there's just so much calories in just a little package. Let me find the big one. There was one that had a ton. 490 times 4, so you got 2,000 calories. Chicken fried rice or chicken flavored rice. Ooh, even better. No chicken, just flavored chicken. Love it. Yeah, I mean, it's really, really good. So, home style potato soup. I haven't actually tried this brand out, so I don't know why I'm saying it's really good. I've heard great reviews about it, so we'll have to find out. This stuff, this freeze-dried stuff, this is really good. ReadyWise is the way to go. If that doesn't turn out very good, I'll be sticking with these guys again. It's just so expensive. Yeah, so that's all the food. Everything I'm storing is gonna be in this guy right here. This is the Osprey Atmos 65 Airlight bag. It's a mouthful, but it's a great bag. Awesome frame on the back of this thing. It's gonna hold everything real tight, and I won't ever have to worry about feeling uncomfortable because it's got this this mesh right here that's got some breathing room, and it also helps so that way it's not smacking against your back the whole time. And plus, this frame just conforms perfect to my back, so I'm gonna be really comfortable walking with this. If I really want to go over this, I didn't even plan on making this part of the video. These are my wool socks. I mean, these actually, no, these aren't wool. These are, oh crap, what is it? Whew, can't remember. Anyways, Merrill fiber, something like that. It does a really good job of wicking away sweat and then moisture, keeping your feet nice and dry, and that good stuff. So yeah, I will do a video kind of putting it all together, but that's everything. Oh, and the GoPro. And not taking all this with me. You know, hydration is key, but endurance fuel, this stuff's gonna be great. This is a lot of sugar and electrolytes, and if that doesn't fare out very well, liquid IV. Always have faith in that. Yeah.